That's a faster hero.
I think so.
It is.
As long as you're not looking at the telekinesis cooldown.
Yep.
That is a slow cooldown.
And the fact, look at the steals you have. AA Blast, any of Tiny's spells are insanely good, and the Earthshaker, right? Fisher is one of the best abilities in the game to steal early, even late game.
Now, this will determine where this Earthshaker will go. Vici Gaming assuming it's not going to be a mid Earthshaker as they ban out the OD.
OD was a good ban, I think. It matches well against Kunkka. If it's a little scary versus the Lifestealer. If you can catch him without the rage, you can oh.
This is going to be a Razor in the mid lane, most likely now. So then, who's
What?
what? Who's what? Where, what?
Could be a Razor offlane.
That's true. If you want to put that up against the Lifestealer, that's a pretty good option.
Yeah,
See how it pans out.
there's a lot. It looks like it is going to be Cuckoo on the Bristleback, at least. And Armel is playing the AA.
Ooh, so we got a mid AA on our hands.
Or no, I lied. It's Razor in the background. Sorry, I debated you guys. Gotcha.
I'm so excited for it, though. So then which draft so far are you favoring out of these two? TNC or Vici Gaming, Grant?
I think it's a lot easier to play Vici Gaming's draft, and I think when it's easier to play your draft, you know exactly what you want to do. You want to throw boats, torrents, just push towers down. I'll probably give it to them.
Okay, Gunnar, how about you?
The Lifestealer last game was really strong as well. The game went late, and he went this Heart build. The Heart with Feast is a crazy interaction right now. It's 50% more lifesteal on the Feast.
Though he ended up going for the rage duration talent, which is probably better.
I think it's better overall, but since Vici has the Lifestealer now, I favor them.
Well, let's see what TNC's coach has to say as we go to Casey, who's speaking to Heen.
Thanks, guys. All right, Heen, we just got you out of the pods here. How are you feeling about your draft this game compared to how you felt the first one?
I mean, this year I'm trying to not think too much about the draft. It's more about the mentality during the drafting phase. And last game, I think both sides had a fair chance to win. Like, mistakes were made on both sides. And this game, I feel, will be the same. But if I really have to answer, we're pretty happy with the draft. I think we did some mock drafts yesterday, and the outcome was a bit similar. So we feel comfortable.
Really quickly, I know that was a really long game, and as an audience, it was really fun to watch. But I know as a coach, you got to listen in on your team and their commentary in game. So what was that like for you with a long game like that? How are they holding up?
That's the first time I've listened to them speak in game, obviously, because that's a new feature here. But they didn't speak English.
Well, I guess they got one in on you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heen. Best of luck to you guys. Toby and Syndrome, back to you.
You know, I love how Heen's like, I'm going to focus on the mentality, focus on like just making them really happy about things. And they were laughing their asses off inside the box. End of the draft, it's like they couldn't have a care in the world. It's like you're fighting on the main stage of TI9, potentially taking out one of the clear favorites of this tournament. And, well, let's have a laugh away as we go through it all.
And he'd also have no idea if they had a good time last game because he didn't understand what they were saying. So you just gotta hope that they were enjoying themselves in that previous game. And,
yeah.
Well,
hey, we have to work on some communication problems. Did you have any communication problems? I know you got to tell me.
Honestly, though, that last game really showcased one of TNC's biggest strengths as a team, which is they're very, very good at team fighting. There were so many like small intricacies in every fight that could have gone differently if they had slightly different plays. You know, Infest was used super well with the Sand King. Their initiations were on point. Vici Gaming, however, they were a bit lacking in the teamfight department. We know that was going to be the case. Fade had to have an outstanding game on the Magnus. I think he played all right. He had some good RPs, some fights where he didn't get anything done. And the main problem was like the disconnect, it felt like, between the Magnus and the Juggernaut, where they didn't really get to combine their spells in too many fights in a row.
Yeah.
So this time around, I think Vici Gaming have set themselves up for an easier to execute draft than the previous one. They have multiple ways of catching. They have multiple teamfight abilities with both Tide and the Kunkka. They could even steal one with Rubik. And their lane should be just as strong as last game, if not even better. Except mid, which will be hard for Ori against Razor.
Yeah, but it's also, it's the Kunkka. It's a hero who we've seen, even in some bad matchups, still make the most out of it. Paparazzi's really hanging around for a long time here in mid lane too. He's trying to get a little bit of extra information. They don't see anything. The Observe Wards haven't scouted out any of the lanes. For the moment, Vici have Fade and DY down on the off lane, and Paparazzi's going to think about joining them now. It is an aggressive tri lane from TN to possibly can, and Grant gets his wish. We get to look towards the mid lane. As Armel just looks to bully Ori out of the lane.
Paparazzi was waiting. He wants to get the Tiny matchup and avoid the Bristle matchup on his lifesteal in the beginning. So he's going to walk up top. Right. Break a clarity on the way. That That'll do.
Yeah.
And run up to the top. So TNC with a little bit of a head start in this offlane, of course. Tiny will have the level advantage against the rotating lifestealer, but unfortunately for him, he barely denied anything.
Gabby's going to cop a lot of damage.
Oh. Be all right for now, though. Getting trial lane as Bristle is actually really scary if it's a kill lane. Oh, same story for lifestealer, though.
Yeah, Paparazzi fished up. He actually ended up having Cold Feet go, because obviously, yeah, you want to have Feast level 1. And in the mid lane, Ori getting in the face of Armel. Courier is bringing the salve, so he'll be okay. Ori's is a little bit further away, however.
And Paparazzi will now be getting... He didn't lose as much farm as he could have because there were so many creeps top that weren't denied in the first wave from Cuckoo. So he'll get some good experience in the tower, but missing quite a lot of last hits, though. And Cuckoo got a couple of denies in, too, so very nice for them in the start in the top lane. And bottom is kind of just chilling right now. I'm curious about the outcome of mid. I think historically this has been a super Razor favored matchup, but it might be slightly better for Kunkka now than it used to be. So looking forward to seeing how well Armel / Ori will do in this lane.
Or at least knows that Tim's is hanging around right underneath the dire ops. They can't really do much with it, but yeah, bottom lane, Gabby copping a lot more damage. Feaster got his level 1 Fade Bolt, but Gabby burned through one of his mangoes, now will be salved up.
Is that why he likes Rubik so much? Because
Oh, fish block over on Ori. He's got no way out of here. Just has to TP. He's only going to the tier 1 tower. Doesn't want to leave this lane because he does have the salve to get himself back up to full health. But he's been waiting for this moment, keeping Tim's there. Just smart play from Ori. Keep his hopes alive in the mid lane against Armel, who was obviously very much ahead in CS.
Yeah, it's mainly the denies that are the problem. If Razor's getting farm, it's not that bad for you as long as you are getting farm too, but he's getting out-leveled heavily. And that will become a problem. Once Razor hits level 6, could maybe run you down with a Shaker Fissure, get blocked off and you get killed. And Gabby's game is not too bad either, honestly, considering the starting tri-lane and then this current dual lane. He's doing all right for himself. Staying kind of afloat, somewhat similar to the lifestealer in the top lane.
Tim's is coming again, but Ori sees him coming. So Armel already having the static link broken. This is a lot of wasted time for ES's rotation. Obviously, you can't do anything without a Paparazzi on top. Any harassment you do, like Feast is just going to regen it back up again. If you get in too deep, then DY is going to punish you.
In my opinion, this is not that good of a Shaker game. Especially because of the early stage that you talked about. But he can, of course, always come up big later with a good Echo Slam. Just trying to pull the wave here and not letting that happen. DY with the Disruption. Very appropriately named for that situation. Disrupts the pull.
I love how Tim's was, while that was happening, he was trying to pull with the illusions on the camp, but he mispulled the set of Mind Stealer. So DY has been stacking everything else on the side, but he's been trying to stop the stack on the hard camp to pull to the top lane.
Oh, he's gonna let Tim's do it this time, DY.
Interesting.
I wonder why.
He does have mana for a disruption, so he could easily stop it. And even if then he has a mango.
He might let him get it because he will get the bounty. But I don't know if that's gonna align.
Yeah, 20 more seconds. Suppose the creep wave will be so far back, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if he gets the wave in the tower at 445, maybe they will not be ready to get bounty runes, but I still think they will. And he doesn't look like he's interested in contesting them anyway. Maybe they'll get 3.
Might contest bottom lane.
It could get 3.
Because you got Fade coming over, so yeah, Fade should be able to secure bottom lane, but Yang's in a lot of trouble. There's way too many stacks of Quill Spray. Really don't know if that's going to be worth both of the bounty runes, because they dragged off the support as well.
It's first blood. That's 600 gold.
Yeah, not worth it.
I think that's worth it. That is absolutely worth it for Gabby.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And I don't know if Tide will be having a good time down here anymore.
They're going for Armel. They know Static Link is down. X-Mark, Torrent up, DY is moving in. Tim's thinks he can do a little bit more, but you've still got Fade who can pick him up, and with Destruction, throws him to the other side of the rock wall, underneath the tier 1 tower. Tim's can't help out anymore. In fact, he tried to keep chasing down. All he had was a totem. So a great rebuttal onto Armel. And my god, did Vici need that? 19-1 to the 33-15. The level difference was, well, it was a full level before that happened. And now they efficiency shrine them back into lane. Smoke up from TNC. Of course, it's TNC. Lost a hero. What do? We attack.
Yeah, looking to make a quick move of their own. Looks like it's unlikely to be successful for now, unless... Yeah, now it's very unlikely to be successful.
Invis Rune Fade breaks it. There's no Sentry Wars. There's 2 obs on Tim's, but they have no detection. So disruption will begin. Cuckoo's nearby. He's going to find out there's a big stack just over on the side. So they're going to help bring that down. In fact, Bristleback may just try and farm that while he try and farms up DY's life. DY doesn't have much more to give. Down very quickly, left an Observe Ward behind.
And Gabby gets the stack.
Yeah, that's a full triple stack as well. All of it prepared by DY.
Middle tower is under attack.
That's damaging to the VG economy.
Good cliff.
Oh, even better fissure. Tim's wraps around the side of the torrent. Will create a little bit of extra space. DY's nearby too. Starts the disruption in TNC. With 3 heroes are fighting between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower at mid. But they may go again. There's still 120 damage stolen over on the Razor. Can't get in range to hit anyone though, but Gabby also ready to dive. They'll get rid of that ops. Vici feeling like TNC knew a little bit too much there. But they've left the side lanes alone. Yang has been farming up and pushing as well as Paparazzi. It's a little bit of space for the 1 and 3 of Vici. Fade.
Mid lane.
Yeah, they're really trying to go again on Armel. Dropping down the ship. Is there a pickup? Is there a throwback? There's Fade having some issues. They'll disrupt to begin with. They could have thrown him down the hill, but decided against it.
I think he couldn't get the right range. He was very close to being tossable, but I'm pretty sure he would have done that if he could.
Gabby has had such a huge injection of money. He just took an Ancient stack that was prepared. They're going to get another double stack up right now. And Garmel can help with a plasma field, and Gabby can just take the rest of it with calls. And this is going to bring about a very early hood.
Nothing like some good family farming.
Everybody together. Family affair. And same time you see an Urn now coming out in Rubik. Not deciding to go for the Arcane boost. In fact, you're seeing Fade, he's just directly rushing into the Spirit Vessel. There's nothing else that he's looking to complete.
Yang was just left alone to take a tier 1 tower bomb at 8 minutes.
Trade-off was the stack, right? Ori.
Yep.
X marks Gabby, just trying to get him away from him. But Fade's going to die in mid lane.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle
And now the mid tower being pushed by TNC, and
Oh,
this is
God.
the bigger tower.
And Gabby's taking the stack while this is happening. They don't even have to commit their Bristleback. He's taking the stacks from the side. Yang's trying to have his own little battle with Tim's. Ori. X marks his spots on cooldown for the moment, trying to go for a blind torrent. Tim's a little bit off target. If Yang really wants this, he can commit the Ravage. He may have to do so because Ori, the plasma field. Armel just moves over from the mid lane to find the kill, and Fade's got nothing more to give. Yang, he's got 1 charges. He's going to burn the Ravage, eclipse the Bristleback on the back lines, but they really just want to kill off Armel. He's dealing all the damage out of Paparazzi, so he's hitting like kittens. Armel through the trees. He's still got 75 HP, but Paparazzi's got negative 150 damage. Cuckoo will create some space with the avalanche toss, and Yang will in fact die.
Huge for Armel that he just barely manages to get Static Link off before the Ravage connected. If he doesn't turn for that, 100% a kill for Vici Gaming. But now they ended up losing their mid tower, their Ravage, and they're tied. So huge segment there from TNC, and maybe they'll even get 3 bounty runes. At least AU is trying to perhaps get some information here so he can get an additional rune, but looks like he is wisely backing away. Or is he?
Don't know. Probably feels he's okay.
Okay.
He's just taunting in the lane. That's all he has to do. Yeah, it'll be a 2-2 trade-off. I think Ty's trying to get his own money in now to try and complete up this Vlad's for his team. They need the aura. Hand of Midas is flying out as well on the courier. That one will be for Paparazzi. Gabby's going to have all the money in the world. He's now sitting at 5.3. This will move up even further with these 3 big Ancients to go down. So we're 10.5 minutes in and he's cracked 5.6k net worth.
Yeah, he's super hot. And consider this was a 3rd pick Bristleback. They had ample opportunity to try to counterpick it, and they built their lineup, which hasn't been successful at countering him at all so far. They didn't really pressure him very much in lane. A little bit, but not too much.
Oh, toss in. We're already starting with the static link over on Paparazzi. He has to open wounds to try and outrun this. Gabby's moving over too. They'll try and slow him down. Ice Blast, well off target. But it won't matter if they can keep that chase going on Paparazzi. Difficult. And they will back off. All they want is the tier 1 tower anyway. And Vici aren't in a position where they want to try and fight. Like right now they've got Rubik leeching some experience on bottom lane. He can TP up towards the top, and it looks like TNC will back off. The fortification has dissuaded their push. And they're actually going, okay, so you got the Vanguard. He's going Crimson instead on the Bristleback. And it's the Hood on the Razor. So they have Pipe as well as Crimson Guard from VG Gaming at a reasonable hour. Yang, space being created by DY. He's got Ravage off cooldown in 10 seconds time. Paparazzi thinking about coming in. That's a nice Ice Blast on the back. Until it hit absolutely nobody. Not so nice anymore.
Nice can also mean that it looks pretty, Toby.
It does. Beautiful.
And it was a very nice Ice Blast. But yeah, TNC didn't manage to connect on that one, but they still got some good damage on the top tower.
Rubik actually got the Ice Blast.
That is a big steal.
And look at Armel come over. It's like, guys, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him. Plasma Field through the trees, begins the TP, realizes there's no stuns nearby. Tiny, I mean ES, sorry, was looking for the fissure. Paparazzi really wants to finish off this top tier 1 tower. There's money going begging, and also just has to restrict the movement of TNC. Almost feels like it's time for another smoke from TNC. They're carrying one on the AA.
But they don't have a dead hero right now. That's when they smoke. It's when there's a dead guy, they smoke as 4, get an amazing team fight out of it.
I'm getting the wrong, the logic train's the wrong way. And you see the reason why the Spirit Vessel is just being totally rushed by Vade. They need to put that on Gabby every single fight.
Yep.
He cannot stand on the front lines. And what are you going to do? Like, do you even build like Silver Edge on Lifesteal or something along those lines? Like,
probably not.
Like how do you actually counter the Bristleback apart from stealing Ice Blast and getting a Spirit Vessel?
Well, if Shadow Demon could ever get an Axe, that's pretty much a hard counter.
That's the way you do it?
Yeah, it's a super hard counter, but he's a position 5. It needs to be a long game for DY to get. I'm sure in the back of his mind, he's like, if I can get this, we win this game like game against Bristol. But Bristol kind of probably doesn't want to play that game anyway. TNC don't want another 70-minute game here with their strategy, but you never know. It might get into that position once again. And then that would be the ideal solution, is Shadow Demon Axe.
Just got to push hard and fast. And Vici Gaming really want to have a fight up on top lane. If Gabby hangs around just long enough to get in range of the X marks spot, which is what happens. CP support is coming in. They'll hit him with a ship, and we'll see just how much damage can be done. Ice Blast, it's flying in. Who's that one actually going to belong to? It belongs to the Radiant side. They've already killed off Gabby. Echo Slam will go. The Ravage doesn't clip Armel on the back lines, but Tim's Echo Slam is really ineffective. It's VG Gaming. They want to keep the chase going. The torrent, it doesn't slow down Armel. If it did, they would have been looking at a kill, not a tower. Cuckoo's moving in through the side. They're trying to look with the poison of DY. The tower is low, but it's not within deny range. If VG Gaming will back up, happy with what they've achieved so far. Killing up the Bristol, slowing down his farm time. And getting all that money. Ori is the one who claimed the kill for 409.
Now I think they're going to lose the top tower, though. I think Lifesteal is being forced to TP out. They might TP Bristle up top if they want to. They might not have to do it even. He's kind of in between. He's TPing to the ancient area. They're going to flush them out, get the bounty runes, and get this top tower. No Ravage. Lifesteal TP'd away, and it's not defendable.
There'll still be a 2-2 bounty rune trade.
But TNC are the ones getting map control out of this.
And
They've taken 2 towers to the 1.
I love how if DY is in the neighborhood, he's still stacking. Anything he can get.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Fade's 500 gold. They're actually giving him the farm on the off lane and inside the jungle. Like he's taking it from Paparazzi just to get that vitality booster. TP in towards mid. Coming a little late. Ori wasn't blocked in by the fissure of Tim's. So he's just waiting this out. With Cuckoo arriving. No Blink Dagger, but high movement speed. They can look towards the top lane. The tier 2 tower is being bodied right now. Gabby will try and tank up the creep wave. A lot of Quill Spray stacks up and running, but fortification delays them. But this is just buying time for Paparazzi to push bottom lane. He still wants to have the Radiance before they fight again, and they need to have Ravage up and running, and that's on cooldown of Yang for another 30 seconds. TNC being careful, scanning inside the tree line. They don't want to get jumped, surprisingly. Oh, Tim's. No, they don't go on this. DY is nearby just in case they try and push him. That TP took a while.
That was a really good TP though. If he runs back up, he's running into the Tiny. He knows that Shaker doesn't have Echo, so he can't get in and get that instant stun. Has to get the enchant off. And he does manage to get out. But that was a really awkward spot he got himself caught up in.
Yang wants to fight. They have the Observe Ward. They know that Armel's still nearby, so DY going to start with Disruption. Purge is available. How much control have they got? Pick up, throw down, Ice Blast. It's going to connect over on 3 heroes, combining with the Avalanche with a Ravage from Yang. It'll create the space back again. Cuckoo, well, you'll have Toss stolen, so throw him around, throw him in. There's that, well, run away. Gabby, he's now arriving. Fade, trying to get away from the cold feet. Gabby wants to focus down on him. They're still 2 dead for the moment, and it will be a very dead Rubik. Fade was worth quite a lot with all the space and farm he's managed to achieve.
Yeah, 440 gold for Armel. That's pretty... It's not an even trade, but getting that exit kill definitely helps with the overall trade-off. And that was, of course, another Ravage fight. So now there's downtime. And this downtime will be used to pick up a Blink Dagger for Tim. So now things can get really interesting for TNC. They need to start fights with probably Cuckoo running it. Wait, does Cuckoo have less net worth than the Tiny? Oh, they have pretty much the exact same. I was like, wait, Tiny is not even close to Shaker's items, but
yeah,
it has some different items.
It's actually exactly the same net worth. Actually, 20 gold the difference.
Yep. So you want to set up the fight so that you can get a good Echo, ideally. Or you can lead with the Echo, but that's dangerous against both Ghost Ship and Disruption. So you probably lead the kill with Tiny or with Bristle, get a response, and then you can turn it around. You see they're forcing Roche right now.
Yep.
Bristle can tank it, he'll keep stacking up the goo, and if a team fight breaks out, Shaker has the dagger. They should know it though, he walked through a ward now, so they have ample time to click him.
It's just a little early though for him. Oh, here comes your Avalanche. Toss comes, Ice Blast. They're going to avoid a Vici Gaming. Up the hill and away, but a Blink Echo Slam connecting on 2 with a Fissure onto 3. They'll buy some time for defensive disruption, and Armel's caught on the wrong side of the rock wall. Dead for 44 seconds, but it won't matter when Gabby continues to stack up the Quill Spray stacks. He's going for Yang a little bit further up, while Fade has to battle against 3. He's almost up. They're just tossing everybody around as then Yori looking for the cleave. You can't get it though. Gabby's already got him with a Fissure. Now he'll get it onto AU. But they want the bigger one. They want Tim's. He's the man to start this. And they're going to bring him down. Cuckoo's not done just yet. Ori, toss him up, try and get him onto the Radiant side. Gabby's moving in, and Ori knows he's dead. Gabby with a triple kill. He's still the Invincible, but he wasn't there for most of that fight because he was fighting the Titan to keeping him away from the engagement. Keep in mind that Roshan is not dead yet, and Ravage is up in 10 seconds.
Yep. That was 2 support buybacks from TNC, but if they manage to get the Roche, it'll be all worth it. If they don't, however, and lose a fight, they could end up losing the map in a big way right now, being de-warded. Vici Gaming are getting their heroes up and alive soon. This is a pretty slow Roche kill.
Really is.
Even with Solar Crest, this is taking them forever.
They've built up the stacks finally.
But
Tim's will come in to help land the stuns. VG don't want anything to do with this. They're going to let it go.
And do you give this to Gabby or not? No, you give it to Armel. I think that's better too. Like Bristleback, Bristle with Aegis is like pretty much invincible, but then at the same time you have another core that's exposed, and then the call from the enemy team would just be, well, we're kiting Bristle and we're killing the Razor. Now, there's no good choice. You're not going to kill the Bristle first, that's very unlikely, and killing the Razor first is also not very good because of the Aegis of the Immortals, so the upcoming fight for Vici Gaming is going to be really difficult, and maybe they're just not going to try to take one at all. Maybe they'll just farm. Paparazzi's close to Radiance. Anything else coming up? Kunkka close to Lotus Orb. They can remove all the Nasal Goo stacks. Reflect the Static Link.
It's a lot of patience from VG Gaming, but this game feels very different to game 1, where before it was like, oh well, we're Empower buffed up, we'll just be able to outfarm them and outscale them. But
I feel like the majority of Vici's hardest games, win or lose, have actually been with Magnus this tournament. It really feels like, oh, bottom lane.
Have a crack. Disruption up. Gabby picked up, thrown down, purged. having a hard time walking this off, but at the same time, Yang, what are you going to do? Is he going to commit the Ravage? Support is on the way. Paparazzi has arrived, but they've burnt most of what they had on the Bristleback. Keep in mind, there's no Spirit Vessel charges now on Fade. That item which he rushed up, they haven't been able to actually get kills with it, or he hasn't been around when kills have happened. So the charges are going begging.
Yeah, they're necessary. The healing block, the damage. Bristleback has super high max HP, so lots of damage coming out from the Vessel usage. When he's high on health, it will hit hard. And I like this from TNC. They have a Siege Creep, they have Aegis, they have a fat Bristleback in the front. Let's go, let's take some towers. And Vici Gaming will try to defend.
Yep.
But as we talked about before, who is your target?
Fade's got good clearance. Lotus Orb is up, Radiance is up. Paparazzi will be the primary one. Sorry, Gabby, he's a little bit closer. Here comes your ship torrent combination with the boat. Mel moves forward a little bit and creates some space, but they don't get anything out of this. The ship down, there was no commitment. TNC will easily take the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, that looked like indecision from Vici. Like, the call was to go and somebody immediately counter-called that, like, we can't go. They end up just wasting away a ghost ship. 25 seconds on it now.
Once again, Fade trying to clean this up. Tim's Cuckoo looking to jump in through the side, and they're going to get it. It's a nice Ravage over on 2, and actually the spill damage. Bristle died so quickly.
What?
I am uncertain, but Armel, he's certainly dead. In behind the back lines, looking for his own kill. Disruption from DY buys some time for Yang to move away. He wants to stick around for the extra gush, maybe an anchor smash. You've got good damage from Cuckoo, and then the Fidger. They hold him there, but Armel can't go anywhere. He's trapped inside the rock wall. Cuckoo, he stopped his TP. The Creeper's going to chase him down. You've also got DY on the back of Tim's. Does he see him? He does, but he doesn't have disruption. He can't kill him. He tries to pop him with the poison, but it won't work. Can we see that again? What was that?
I think Cuckoo got X marked, that's why his TP got cancelled, but he actually just ran away. So that didn't really matter very much.
What happened to the Bristol?
Yeah, he died real fast.
He has, like, he's got Solar Crest, Hood, Vanguard. All these things should spell life.
I know there is a Soul Catcher, of course, but there was no Vessel.
No Spirit
at the time.
Vessel.
Okay, let's see. So he's crested up. Ravage. Paparazzi's just nailing him from the front.
Okay, that's it. He just never turned.
Oh, Lifesteal. Well, he got ravaged with his front turn toward the Lifestealer, so he got in like 3 hits, 4 hits. Yeah, that's a quick kill. He's not tanky against that right now. Because, yeah, you've got the defensive Solar Crest on yourself, but then Tide puts an offensive one on you, and it's kind of negated. So Lifestealer is still dealing really good damage, even though he doesn't have any minus armor himself against the Bristle. And Gabby just overestimated himself.
Yeah.
For that. It was a cool play call from TNC, though. They had a max range fissure, they had the Ice Blast over the top, but Rubik got off all his 1 charges before he got Ice Blasted, stayed alive, and they easily cleaned up the Bristle and more.
It actually feels a little odd when you look at these engagements where TNC, like you said, like maybe they just underestimated how much damage VG could do. You throw out the Fissure, it's like, it's a Rorschach moment. I'm locked in here with them. Uh-oh. And Fade's not done yet. He wants to look for more. Farm up that Ether Lens, get himself something nice. Ori's able to snipe out the rune. Seems also a little harder to target him down now. Just wait for the right Lotus Orb timing. Not as easy for the Razor just to run in and get whoever he wants. Yang is approaching his Blink Dagger too.
That's a big item for Vici. It allows them to set up a fight similar to the one from before, just that they can be the initiators. They can infest the Tide, he can Blink Ravage and Solar Crest the Bristle, and they just go to work with anybody behind where the secondary is done. So similar to last game, there's no saves on TNC's lineup. This time there is one on the Vici Gaming side with the Shadow Demon.
Just one pushing fight from TNC on the bottom, and Vici just turned things around. They're really trying to be safe with Ori. Still got the hit.
Yeah, it's looking good for Vici Gaming right now. They're getting the BKB on Kunkka. It's a good lifestealer game like the panel talked about, with the exception of the Razor Drain. And they've kind of outlasted one of the worst parts of the game. If they precast Lotus on the lifestealer and he gets linked by Razor, it's just a net 0. So then he can just stay in the fight and hit. So TNC have to be very mindful of playing around this Lotus Orb and trying to get the initiation. They have BKBs of their own too. Bristleback 10 seconds. Razor, 9 seconds. So lots of magic immunity to go around. And they're really important for both teams, these BKBs. You can't just waste them away.
This smoke won't last long enough to take a fight, but nice deep ops. But now Vici, yeah, they smoke up as well. They've been looking towards the mid where Ari's been pushing it out with this X mark, hoping that TNC would actually jump him. I love how he doesn't have enough damage to actually take the creep wave out in one hit for a 28-minute conker. Here comes Yang to drop down the ward. Up on the hillside. I'll leave a sentry behind as well.
I feel like I'm watching the same game as last game. Just running past each other in smokes, placing wards, and then farming creeps.
It's like both teams just understand where they're going, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, okay, we'll take the objective on the other side. We're not going to take the fight.
It's a very natural way. It's the layout of the map makes it make sense to play like this, but
that's the sorry, I thought Gabby was actually going to have a crack.
That would be a very bad idea, I think. He doesn't have the information. But during the group stage, we saw a lot more aggressive invasive maneuvers, in my opinion.
Oh, DY. He just saw the observe ward that was planted on the Ancients. He understands they're right behind it, but the Torrent, the ship, combo, tied under in the back lines. The BKBs, however, protecting TNC. The Ravage wasn't good enough. Same with the Fissure from Tibbs, keeping the back line of Vici under control. Gabby now can start stacking up the quill sprays. They've already got the kill over on the SD. Everyone else is trying to get back out. Paparazzi needs a vessel. He needs to infest. Ori came in close to give him that, but now he'll lose his life as well. VG, they were asking for it. TNC, but gave it to him.
Perfect BKB usage. I think both of the cores completely avoided the Ravage.
They did.
And the Shadow Demon as the first kill is perfect for TNC. That's the save. That's the guy that can extend the fight so BKBs expire. And then they would be able to turn around, but this Tiny is just working super well for TNC in both games. On 2 different players as well. Nice blast.
Yeah, it'll hit Fade.
So that's a tower,
yeah.
And TNC's back in the lead.
That's all we need to do, right? It's like say, okay, so this game is starting to go the way of VG Gaming. Let's swing back the other way and let's have another look at this fight. So great initial stuns, but then BKBs on both Gabby and Arbel both get off before the Ravage of Yang can connect.
And they get the Ice Blast onto the Tide. He has to run out of the fight, so he can't stay and help. And at this point, the fight is already lost, actually. So quick and easy for TNC, and they will get a Roshan.
Another Aegis and Immortal their way, and this one comes with a cheese too. So Bristle takes the Aegis, Armel will take the cheese.
So this time they're swapping it around. Oh well, they didn't have a cheese last time. They're putting the Aegis on Bristle this time, because he was like, okay guys, I am more.
This Observer Ward's going to give him really good information to try and fight on bottom. So you can see TNC coming to the bottom, and well, okay, never mind. There's the curse kicking in again.
Yep.
Defensive vision now.
Right, Ayu wanted that creep, he got it.
The line's definitely been drawn by Gabby. Push, bottom lane. As far up as we can possibly go. Ravage is still down for another 21 seconds. Which probably means like with the creep wave coming, VG could try and fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like they had the AC completed. Fade's got 1 Spirit Vessel charge.
This fight is very difficult. You have to either bait BKBs and outblast, and then you can Ravage, or you have to blink and burst people. But you can't burst the Bristle. He has Aegis. The Razor is super hard too because he has cheese, so you have to kill him from 100 to 0 in one go. You don't have any. I mean, you have the Vessel, but you can BKB cheese.
TNC quickly smoked, but they did it underneath the Vici ward. So Vici should be very much aware of this. Gabby, Armel, EA. Why do I feel like almost that TP towards the top lane of Tiny with the smoke was almost a bait? They want someone to feel like they can come out and fight, and Paparazzi is that man.
Oh.
The Ice Blast. Oh no! What?
He wanted. Okay, so Tim's wanted to 4-staff Blink Echo, then he 4-staff Echo. Maybe he had cooldown on Dagger. I didn't see it, but that tree is so dead. He echoed it real. It happens though.
No one right here.
It's not that big of a deal because Vici Gaming aren't really in a position to make an aggressive move right now, so you can just chill and wait for the echo to come back up. If you take the fight right away, you still have Aegis for another minute. But But that doesn't mean we can't have fun with it. It happens.
It's all okay, all right.
Yeah.
As
The cool thing was the play itself, where they smoke and TP the Tiny away and stay, like you pointed out. That was a really cool play. Paparazzi was not expecting that at all. But fortunately for him, bit of a misplay from TNC in that instance to go for the kill.
very rare thing as well on Tim's ES. Like, he is a god on this hero. But
everybody makes mistakes.
that they do. I'm liking this atomization as well from Vici Gaming. Like, the 4-stars are starting to begin. Fade's got his picked up. Ether lenses for the support so they can hold back as far as they possibly can. And the push is coming in through the top. Gabby, he's manned the front lines. Quick early bash out from Paparazzi, but Prospect does have his back turned. The Blaster Field hits him pretty hard. He's actually perched up too. What are you going to do here, Gabby? Apart from potentially break the Aegis Immortal, they won't even get that, or will they? X-Mark pulling back in. The Spirit Vessel taking away all this regeneration he wants. They 4-star him, so he dies mid-push.
The poison stacks killed him off.
Plasma Field's going to clip him. Open wins again. Paparazzi protected by the Lotus Orb of Ori, but the volley is beginning from Cuckoo. Aghanim Scepter is being completed.
That was a beautiful kill, though.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's a really good spellcasting, and I don't know if they couldn't 4-staff him earlier to get him out of there. They have 2 4-staffs, but
He had his back turned.
yeah. It was almost like they were trying to bait it, but they didn't have Echo Slam, which it seemed like Vici Gaming were aware of. I'm not sure they saw Shaker.
There was no vision of that.
I don't think they knew, actually. But yeah,
Actually, maybe someone attacked from this.
I don't think they saw him echo the ground. I'm pretty sure they did.
Hey, look, they changed the ward up this time around, TNC. They put it on the hillside. They didn't put it over on the tree line. And VG Gaming put down their own sentry looking for it. Not going to find it. And that is the job now of DY. It's a very thankless job.
I think the Plasma Field scouted there from Fade.
Hit it? Yeah, it did. Nice.
That was, I don't know if that didn't seem intended. It's just farming a camp. Sometimes you're allowed to get lucky.
Unintentional awesomeness. But Fade really is just putting all his money into farm. I feel like he's taking so much farm on the map. He's got more net worth than the ES does at the moment. Which is kind of surprising considering the start you saw from Tim's, but he just had to create space for the rest of his team now. They're waiting for the 35-minute runes. Paparazzi is sent in. He'll rage up the torrent. Well, they're expecting Gabby to come in a little bit closer. With the Ravage committed, they're going to get through it. Gabby's down for 80 seconds. Tim's was stunned on the sideline too. Cuckoo creates a volley, space creation, backcourt deep. And Vici don't want anything more. They got what they wanted. They got the bounty rune and the Bristol.
TNC have to be in better position with their 4-staffs. If they're going to send in Bristol as food, you got to be able to reposition your food so it doesn't, you know, expire.
That analogy is just, yeah. It's very digestible.
Yes.
They're attacking in towards mid. There's the X mark. It's just Kunkka trying to get in nice and close. Cuckoo, 4-star. Nice push away from Tim's. Cuckoo was just able to turn himself around and get away. But that's the tier 1 tower drop. VG looking to amp up the pressure. Bristol back. The only reason why he's not buying back is one, he's short of money, so VG may feel like they could force it. Armel, he canceled his TP! There was no Ravage, there was no stun! Now Armel is totally trapped in TNC! The cracks are beginning to show in the armor! A quick first bash as well from Paparazzi! Another second, why not? Down goes Armel, and once again TNC are fighting without one of their primary cores.
You're absolutely right, he was alive. There was nothing to stop that TP. Ravage was on cooldown, Kunkka was too far away.
It's like a,
It happens.
And now the tier 2 tower will go down as well for this.
This has been a couple of minutes with TNC making a couple of unforced errors, honestly. The Shaker missing the Echo and using it on the ground, the Bristleback getting killed on the rune, and now the Razor just not running away. And these,
not finishing his TP.
These mistakes have just, that's 5k gold.
Nice observer ward from TNC. Well, at least let them know where Ori's playing. The fact the tree was tossed might flag to Ori. The vision was there. Gabby is the man who must be on the front lines defending the tower. Still trying to find that last bit of money to finish up the assault cure us. And they're going to start to need to have items because there's bigger ones coming in from VG. Paparazzi, he actually stopped at the Bracer and he's going in for a BKB next. So all the immunity in the world, the Lifestealer is looking for it. Does he actually have like Does he go with the +2 with the rage duration? Is just like immune forever almost at the beginning 10 seconds?
I think you take rage duration like every game. Yeah. The other talent is, it's not bad. It's just not 2 seconds rage duration. So. Yeah, it's
like
really
plus
that simple.
+1%. Like maybe if it was like +2%.
The rage duration talent is super good.
Just to balance that, you can just see it
like
in the next patch. You're gonna have it just so the twos match up. 2 second rage, 2 feast percentage.
Imagine you gave a hero in the game a talent that said BKB duration plus 2 seconds as a 25 talent. How good that would be in a lot of games, right?
Yeah.
And that is even, you know, a much longer cooldown. Rage's cooldown is 18 seconds, so it goes from.
So you have 8 seconds, and then you have 10-second BKB. So
10-second downtime.
So you're technically immune for 26 seconds the first fight with a BKB.
Yes, correct. If you layer it
perfectly.
Yep.
Sure.
That's a long time. Remember the old lifestealer from Dota 1? Who had Rage as his ulti that lasted 18 seconds with magic immunity? Then he had 2 passives. One was lifesteal and the other one was Orb of Venom.
I think I like the new lifestealer better.
That hero was really stupid. And then it got changed. And that was a good decision. Techies is up next.
Yeah, I'd like a rework on Techies to make him a little bit more viable than just being a meme. Like, there are a lot of things that make him viable. Blastoff is very well worked, but yeah, Mines definitely needs something. Put out the theory crafting, something better than what Slackson I can come up with. Yang's on the hunt. He's got Gemma True Sight, making sure there's no vision for TNC around Roshan. He's another 2 minutes away from spawn time. And they really feel like, okay, hey Gabby, I'm gonna hit you with a torrent. I don't see you. There's no vision up on the hill for him, but we'll play like there is. They feel the force.
Yeah, the next Roche has got to be where it's at. When's it spawning? 1:30. Both teams will not be leaving that area very much. Kunka's going to go bottom to push out a little bit. He actually, okay.
Find their opening. Over on Cuckoo. Pick him up and throw him back. The Ice Blast is on the way in. It will be able to connect over onto both Yang as well as Paparazzi. Yang still having to wait out these BKBs before the Ravage can be useful as the tree toss begins from Cuckoo, but these BKBs are wearing off TNC. They have to turn around because Yang's about to come in. He's looking for the Blink Ravage. They already go for their initial target. Gabby, he can't turn around. Where is this Ravage? Where is his control? Here it is. 4 heroes hit by it, but where's the follow-up? Ori's trying to do it all at the moment. X-Mux spot, Torrent, they still haven't killed off Gabby. And now they'll lose more. Ori, forced after wait. A little bit of space being created. Yang can't really help out. Fade wants to, and maybe he has enough with a quick little toss over. Ori, so low on life. The Echo Slam has finally dropped down. Ori and Fade pushing up the daisies. Paparazzi about to join them as well. Maybe he can get our own. No, he can't. He can just die. No lifestealer shenanigans this time around.
Godlike fight from Tims. Every fissure made every bit of a difference in that fight. He blocks them off on the initiation, he blocks them off during the Ravage, he blocks them off during the escape, and then he gets the Echo, which is just a measly 1 hero Echo that barely matters because it's completely overshadowed by how wonderful those fissures were. That's the best play I've seen today. The way he played this fight was absolutely amazing.
Have I made up for my Echo Slam on bottom lane?
He just realized he doesn't need to use it. He's like, okay, well if I don't mess up my Echo and I focus on my fissures, that was awesome. That was a super good fight.
Gabby is starting up on Roshan. This is the 3rd one. Has a refresher shard, no Aghadim's upgrade. But the fact that Armel also got through that entire fight, they still haven't used the cheese from the last Roshan.
Yeah.
So now they'll have a 2nd one. Refresher shard, it goes to the Razor. You get cheese on the Earthshaker,
and we also need to
cheese on the Tiny with the Aegis on the Bristle.
We need to remember how that fight broke out too. Kunkka was bottom, and they went for jumping on the Tiny, I think, when the first fissure saved him, and they have the 4 steps. I think jumping the Tiny next to the tier 2 tower is just not a high-value play, and not one that favors them at all. So,
and that anchor clap. Shaddy eardrums all you want. Torrent combination. Gabby saying a little bit too long. He's got a lot of poison stacks on him. They're going to purge him. They just want to break the Aegis Immortal once again, but the forced up over with the fissure wall, creating all the space in the world. TNC really on top of positioning, but they don't get up to the high ground. They did not force a buyback.
Oh, regen.
No, how nice.
Yep. When you have map control like this, you're likely to get runes. It's 40+ minutes, and now there's 2 runes every time. There's an Invis sitting bottom, not the most relevant rune for what TNC are trying to do right now.
Yeah, look, Yang's going for the double ulti again. This time he might be able to actually farm up the refresher orb, but they're looking for 2 times the Ravage.
And this time it's huge compared to the last game, I would say. I mean, in theory, the 2 RPs would have been outstanding as well, but this will be much easier for him to use.
It just has to wait so long. Like, they still waited for the BKBs. They were 9-second duration BKBs in the last fight, actually 7 seconds for the Razor. But they are starting to get lower. That wait time and that immunity time is definitely going to drop, especially now the BKBs on Paparazzi. Like, he had that in the last fight too. We did see that long immunity duration. They're going to put it to the test. He's going to break the smoke over on Gabby. Fisher will connect. Is there something to help? DY wants to. Defensive disruption. Tims doesn't hit on the Echo Slam. Instantly they want to move away, but Purge actually, is over on Gabby, but Tims creates more space. Volleying forward once again. Almost impossible to move through that volley.
Something Yang can do in the upcoming fight is he can blink and pump fake the Ravage to bait out BKBs. Then he can BKB himself, stay alive, and then get the Ravage in. They need to kite the BKBs, and similar for TNC, you can, or well, not similar, because I think kiting for you is way harder and not as impactful. The cooldown of Lifestealers, we've talked about this, how much uptime he has. It's hard to play around, and playing around Tide's BKB is probably not going to get you very far. So it's way more of a value play for Yang. And if he does get the refresher and he blink pump fakes 2 BKBs out, you better get out of there before he gets the Ravages, or you're going to lose multiple heroes very quickly. Alternatively, he can also just blink Ravage instantly, hope they don't react, maybe he catches some supports.
Really wants to get rid of that Radiant Observer Ward, but it's so dangerous to come close to the volley. Another quick tree toss, they'll send in their immunity lifestealer to do it.
Kuko's damage is super high with the Ags Daedalus.
And the control that comes with the Echo Saber as well. It's just like 100% movement slow for 0.8 seconds. Well, the pressure is being applied through both bottom as well as mid. Yang does have the double Ravage, but do they have the opening? He jumps in for a quick anchor. Now, the tier 3 tower still getting beaten down. The Aegis Immortal from Gabby will last a little longer. Tims has Echo in 10 seconds. Looks like finally Ori is, actually, he's underneath Observer Ward. Avalanche has been thrown out. Cuckoo just trying to battle for the bounty runes. Goes for the quick volley. Support's coming in with the Ice Blast. Ori going to stay inside of it as well. Just trying to walk all this off and then TP away to safety. Cuckoo, but nothing to stop them with. But look at Vici. Move out. Look for their own target now that a lot of attention of TNC's been dragged top.
That was great from TNC though. They got 4 bounties. They do end up conceding some map control here by letting Vici come back in. Perhaps they could have avoided that if they just let Tiny do the job top and they stayed in this strong position down here. But they do get all 4 bounties. So, some good economical win. Oh, that's an Abyssal I'm hearing.
Yep, bottom lane. They're going in after Paparazzi. He's still got his BKB available as well. That rage is lasting forever, but so is Armel's damage deal. 280 taken out of it. A push away from Cuckoo. Now the Ravage will pop a 4-star. They're going to X-mark and pull him back in again. All that extra life that he gained. Where's your refresher in second time? It ain't going to happen, or maybe they just stick on top of him. That'll be the way to bring down the Tiny. Buyback comes in from the Rubik. Get a lot of money. Now they look to the Ancient Apparition. Another Torrent pulls him back in once more. Ancient Apparition to fall. Disruption. It is allowed them to go to the next target, but there's your refresher. Armel, BKB, and put off the Storm. They're looking for their own damage output, and the stun from ES has stopped Yang from getting the instant Ravage off, and in fact he doesn't even have the mana for it anyway. They're just going to have to hold in Armel. Yang with the BKB wants to keep on fighting, but now the volley will arrive. They have to start retreating. Vici Gaming back on the shrine. This thing's still up. They're going to regenerate up almost everything they lost, and Gabby's going to try and fight into them. They've got to be careful. Ravage is still available. He can blink forward and just go for it. Bristle back. He gets clipped up, and also the stuns on the sideline. Bristle's down for 100 seconds. Ancient Apparition will also go down, but they pull back the bigger one. They pull back Cuckoo. They need to get rid of all that damage output that he has. They're gonna do so. Ice Blast comes too late. TNC, 2 heroes without buyback, and VG Gaming, like sharks, they smell blood in the water, and they're hunting. Yang, taunt chasing Armel up through the top lane. He's wasting time, however. VG need to push the lane.
This is a huge kill though to get.
Oh, with a gush. He's still got static link available. There's no stun. There's no way he can actually cancel the TP. That's the goal right now. Kunka's coming over. He'll BKB TP away to safety. Safety for Armel.
And in the meantime, Lifestealer and Rubik are still mid. So they pushed out that wave and they're going to try to go high ground. Good Fissure is going to buy some good time here.
Still a big creep wave pushing in through the top lane too, and Ancient Apparition is forced in the bottom. So while Paparazzi is going to be knocking on the door, taking anything more than a tier 3 tower may be problematic, because they'll look for a trade-off. Here comes your Ice Blast flying in, catching everyone a long distance, but Razor so low on life. The Loyal's trying to protect it, but it won't happen. Fade just volleys him down. But now what do they get? They're going to buy back out from a Razor, but there's problems on the bottom lane and top. The Catapult double waves really did a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, AO may have just saved a potential lane of Rax there with this bottom push that he was doing with AA.
Tims, this is a solo kill. Jumps out, can grab the double damage room. Fissure, maybe he doesn't even need it. Echo slams, a quick 4-star. TY, the Yule Scepter, he went up in the air and now Disruption. He'll go in 2 different ways. The Ice Blast flies right over the top. TY needs to kill off the illusions, won't help. Gabby will find him. Demetrusite has been dropped. Still a 1-for-1 trade-off as they keep on battling. Maybe with the turret. Where's your boat? It's off cooldown, but they don't want to do it. The BKB's protecting TNC for the moment, but they're such low durations. The TNC know they need to back off once more.
And Tim's used buyback. So did Shadow Demon actually, so never mind. But Tim's is way more valuable. He's much richer. His buyback cost, I think it was, let's see, 1,200 to the 500 of Shadow Demon. So that's about another 1,000 gold before the gold loss itself.
And the fact that Vici were able to get there in time means they also recovered the Geometrusite, so there's none of that value lost either. Very problematic for the support to try and survive.
And you're going to get your Silver Edge, it looks like.
It is.
It will happen.
So we have Silver Edge for the Conquer. The Daedalus, there is enough money for Paparazzi to buy that right now. His surplus is 200 short of buyback.